Okay, good morning. I got my what is this thing called? A tripod. I've got it set up on the area that I'm working on there, and what I'm doing is hooking up the filter, accumulator pump, and the water pump, and getting those installed. So I can't promise you that I won't be in the way sometimes, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. Um, Let me try this for a minute or two and see what we get. All right. I don't know if you can see me or not, but you can probably hear me. What I've got is the two tanks here, and I'm going to be hooking them together with this high pressure plastic tubing, 1/2 inch, and I'm using, of course, stainless steel clamps. So put those on and try to put them on and orientate them in such a way that when you get ready to tighten them up, your screwdriver can come from the top down. So hopefully both of those are good to go. And I've got this T because I'm going to hook these two together, and then one line will go up to the filter, which is here. So let's and I heat the ends of my tubing up. Just makes the and sliding in the part a little better. There you go. Let me loosen this up a little bit. And I'm not gonna tighten them up totally yet. I'm just gonna snug it down just till I get the other one where I want it, and get the T oriented in the direction that I want it to go. I'm not trying to melt the pipe. I'm just trying to warm it up. It is kind of a cold day today. If we had some good sunshine over here, I'd just probably put the tubing in the sunshine, and that would pretty much do the same. Do the same thing. All right. This one here. Like I said, I'm just not really going for tight right now. I'm just snugging them up until I get my other part up. And, okay. Okay. Got my accumulator instrucciones. Gotta basically tank has to be oriented in such a way. It's the base accumulator. Where's my... Where the heck is it? It's around here somewhere. Oh. Something tells me it's still in the box. Oh, there it is. Alright. I assume just trying to I would assume I guess it really doesn't matter which way is which, but I want to mount it this way. So I guess I could go this way. No, I want to go this way. And assuming there's no issues with its orientation, I can always change it later on, but okay. This is just to so I can mark roughly the amount of tubing. I'm probably going to put it closer to there. Alright. Then up and over. Okay, that's perfect. Alright. Okay. Where is my tube? Oh, here it is. Gonna make a little mark on the wall. No big deal. Alright. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my tubing from there to there. I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. Alright, not too much. And then we'll go right here. So I'm gonna cut a little piece of tube about that long. Again, I'm not going to what the hell is it? You know, it's funny. I don't know if it's funny or not, but I have about 15 15 screwdrivers, and the one I want, which is right here under my foot. Okay, again, I'm gonna orient this one upwards like the others. I'll come from this side here. Okay. All right, there. Actually, I think what I want to do, I want to flip that one over. And I'll show you why. Okay, so come out, come across, because what I don't want, and of course these will be all secured, but I don't want this metal thing here ever flapping up against that in time. That would just wear a hole in the tank, and that'd be no good for anybody. So again, I'm just snugging these down. I'm not tightening them all the way. Just so I can turn it if I need to. All right. Okay. Now, I just need to mark some holes. Of course, I got one in here somewhere. It doesn't matter. All right. Hold it back up there again. Okay. Accumulator tank, got that. And I've got that. That's perfect. Okay. I could go a little bit further. Well, I don't want to, if I ever have to service it, I don't want to be messing with that. So, let's see. What do we have above? We're up above. Plenty of room. Now, I'm just going to mark right there. I don't know either. Let's go right there. And right there. All right. Let me get a and I've got these really nice stainless steel screws that I'll be using, and some nice stainless steel washers that let me go ahead and unhook the accumulator pump. Doesn't end up breaking. I'm gonna just set that over here for now. Alright, screw gun. Once I get this mounted, then I'm gonna check the video and see how we did. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? There's one. Just gonna put two in right now. ahead and take off the strainer too. Just I don't want them to break, just in case. All right, I got my wires are out of the way, so they won't get pinched when I run this thing home. Of course, I need something that I don't have in here. As a matter of fact, I took it out earlier. Let me go get that. I'll be right back. This just allows it to be, can't get this thing by that, so. Alright, all my wires are out of the way, and I'm going to I should have showed you, but it'll be off. I'm taking it off again. This is a motor, and when it vibrates, that's no fun for anybody. So it's mounted on rubber, so you don't want to crush that rubber. You want to snug them in just enough so that thing can, move around a little bit. This is like a strainer. It's like a pre-filter. Any big debris or anything like that, you do not want to go into your pump. So you put this on your pump, and that will that'll alleviate any big particles that may get inside your pump and just create all kinds of problems for you. Okay. All right. And again, you thumb tight this stuff. You don't go crazy. All right. All right. I think I may cut off a little bit. I don't need it quite that long. And if you think I'm going to throw that little piece away, you're crazy. Matter of fact, I know exactly where I'll be using that. I've got a little connection over there I have to make where it goes from PEX to just regular tubing. Alright, so now this is going to go on there. Beautiful. Sucker on there. Very nice. Okay, like again, I'm going to orient it in such a way that I can get to it if I ever need to. Again, I'm not fully tightening these down. I'm just snugging them just a little bit, just so they don't fall off. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my other two tank screws on. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to put my tank on first. Okay. All right, now. There it is. All right. Stick this thing on there. All right, so there's my accumulator tank, my pump, my strainer. It's hooked in there, it's hooked in to there. So when this pulls water out of the tank, it should pull them out, you know, basically at the same time. I want both tanks to empty and fill at the same time, so that'll work just fine. All right, let me cut this piece of wood and mount it, and I'll be right back. Okay, got the accumulator pump all hooked up. Got my fitting on there, ready to carry it on over to where it connects into the PEX. I've got all my lines are hooked up to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook that to the remainder of the hose I have and run it outside, just so I can just so I can test it all out. I'll put some water in the tanks and see what the hell happens, see if I got any leaks. All right, I'll be back. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay. Filling up the tanks. Water's coming in. No leaks so far. Everything looks good. All right. just going to fill them up a little bit, and then but what I want you to note is that you can see the water line right there, and you can see the water line there. I've just got a hose hooked up. I don't have much pressure on them. Wow. No leaks at all. Woohoo! Life is good. Alright, let me I gotta hook a battery up to my pump, and then we'll try that out. I'll be back. Okay. I've really cranked up the volume to fill my tanks up, and right down here is where it's going to drain. Okay. There's absolutely no leaks. No leaks. Everything is perfectly dry. This is my drain. Alright, so you can see the water is going to come from there and from there. And it comes up and it tees right there. So this tee is going to pull water from both tanks. Okay, so you see it goes to there, and it comes over, and it goes to there. So both tanks are hooked together. And then it comes from the tee up here and into the strainer. Okay, we got no leaks there. We got no leaks there. Then it enters the pump. And this is a SureFlow 4008-101 E65. Okay, it runs on 7.5 amps max, and pressure at 55 psi. We're going to run around 35 though, which I can regulate that. Okay, and then it goes into this accumulator, which is basically a pressurized accumulator tank. And I can put my finger over this. I got to hook up my air hose, which lets if you didn't have an air release, the tank wouldn't fill up. It would just gurgle. It would bounce back because the air has to come out of the tanks. So there's one on this side and one on that side, and they get piped in over there. But I don't need to do that right now. I'm not going to fill the tanks up. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell or not, but my tanks, this tank right here is about a quarter of the way, and this one's about, I don't know, let's say halfway, okay? So I'm gonna go about, I'm gonna fill it up. I'm going to fill these up to about, I don't know, about three-quarters of the way. Now keep in mind, once I have this hose right there, the one I'm using to fill, once I've got that hooked up, you can see they're both at the same height. Once the water gets up to here, then those two should equalize each other. In other words, they should both be at the same height. But I can adjust that because I'm going to put a valve here, right here, and that valve will let me shut one tank, this tank off, and just use that tank if I want. Same thing in here. I'm going to put a valve. This is very exciting, guys. We have water. Our tanks are being filled. And in a minute or two, I'm going to, well, let's do it right now. I'm going to walk outside and see. Let's see, that's probably about 600 pounds of water. I got it hooked to the back of the Ford. The Ford's not even groaning. So, which is awesome. All right, I'll be back. Let me finish filling these tanks, and then I'll show you how we're going to empty them. Okay, so you can see, I don't know, I can see it, but all right. You see that right? Where's my finger? Right there. That's my water line. So I'm about, I don't know, let's say we're about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way full there. And this one over here is about a quarter. All right. I'm just gonna let it sit here for a minute. Okay. Now, you see here, I've got an alligator clip hooked to the power on the pump, and there's the pump, and here's the negative. And I think I'm going to locate. Let me see if I can't locate. Nah, because I don't feel like doing it all. I don't want to wire all that crap together right now. Here's my ground wire right here. So I'm going to go ahead and ground my pump. All right, so that's grounded, and it's hooked to my negative on my battery. And I'm gonna hook it up. And the thing is, you're not even gonna know. Hear how quiet that is? All right, so it's drawing water. It's bringing it out this tube here, which ultimately this will be tied into the plumbing system. And there you go. It's pumping the water out. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my vent, because what I want to do is I want to fill those tanks to capacity. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, you can see right here, that's where I've got it filled to. It's right to the unions there. This is my air vent. I went ahead and put that on. I've got to get some more tubing, and I will. And yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Pretty pleased with that. No leaks whatsoever. Everything is as dry as it was. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this plug right here. Dry. Everything's as dry as it should be. Feel any leaks anywhere? Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. All right. Let's pump the water out and see what happens. Yeah, I can't tell you how pleased I am with how quiet that is. Let me go in the front of the trailer. A lot of people with RVs complain that they're, see the water coming out? Raining like it's supposed to. A lot of people, well, yeah, they do complain. They say that their water pump is too loud. I'm in the coach right now, and I cannot hear that pump whatsoever. So that means that when you're taking a shower or using the sink and that pump comes on, you won't even hear it. Let me try a little experiment. I don't know if my finger can hold 55 pounds, but I'm gonna try it. Okay. So the pump is on. Oh. What I was going to try and do is show you how the pump automatically shuts off when there's no call for water. But since I have the hose down there, the drain open, water's freely able to be pumped out of the tanks. I was trying to plug that end of that hose there, and I just couldn't hold it. It's too much pressure. But anyway, this thing is just working great. Let me I'm gonna drain these tanks out and then I'll be back. Earlier you may have noticed I was hooking up that wire right there. That's the tank level monitor cable. That's for the 1/3 fill. That one there is for the half fill, and that one up there is for the 2/3 full, or anything that or above is considered full. And this one over here is the ground. Okay, I've got those taped up there. The reason I put the yellow one is because it's so low that when I put my insulation back in, I won't be able to put that screw on. So I went ahead and did that. We got no leaks, and I want you to keep in mind that this is 100 gallons of water that I just filled up and tested my tanks. I'm satisfied that they don't leak, and now I'm going to go ahead and drain them out. And that's what the pump is doing right now. See that black cap right there where it says 53 to the right of that, and then there's another one over there. I could pipe that one over to that one and then over to there and drill a hole in the bottom of the into the bottom of the RV, which I will be doing, and then just open a valve and just let the gravity take the water out of the tanks. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do that at some point, but right now I don't need to. I can just simply hook up my, well, not hook up, but um, when that gets hooked into the PEX, as you know, is underneath the floor there, and that's going to get, uh, there'll be a T there and two valves, and the PEX will go down into the trailer floor and just, be there. And then if I ever want to drain the entire system of water, going to do some work on it or whatever, and I want to drain the hot water tank and get, any water in the lines, basically you just open that valve and allow the water to just, come out of the system and drain underneath the RV. I've got I keep testing just to see if there's any leaks or anything like that, and everything is as dry as it can be. Also, I don't know, I hooked up my yellow wire on this side as well. So that's good. Alright, I've got a mess in here I'm gonna clean up and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm gonna end this video right now and start another one, a part 2, because this one's gonna get pretty long. Alright, I'll talk to you later.